Hey there, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. Today, I'm going to be talking about my plans for my 2008 Nissan Frontier. If you have followed this channel for a while, you know that about a year ago I bought an '08 Nissan Frontier that was pretty heavily modified. It was on 35s, it was front Titan swapped, still stock Frontier axle in the rear with spacers, and still the stock 4-liter motor. When I bought that truck, I really bought it to go to Core last year, and of course, on my way home, it tanked. It took a poop, and the timing chain guides have been done incorrectly by the previous owner, and that shot everything through the motor. So finally got that fixed after a few months, and then have used it all year until about at the same time this year for Core, right before Core, literally the morning of Core, I go out to get in the truck, and the axle snapped as I'm leaving my driveway. So I guess better there than on the way to 10, 11, 12 hour away Core. So that was not fun, but better than it could have been, right? So now I have to make some decisions. And so I wanted to share with you guys today, again, you folks that have followed along for a while that may be wondering what's happening with the truck. Are you going to fix the axle? What are you going to do? Are you going to buy something new, right? That's been a question I've heard from people too. I'm going to kind of talk to you about the plans and what I'm thinking and why I'm going to do it. And I'd love to hear your guys' feedback in the comments down below. The folks on my Patreon page have been contributing. I've been posting stuff up on there. If you want to be part of that and sort of hear this stuff or see this stuff ahead of time or be part of the decisions on kind of what's happening to the truck, definitely check out that link for the Patreon page down below. I'd love to have you in there. But without further ado, let's get into what is going to happen with the Frontier now. Alright, so as I mentioned, today I'm going deep into specifics on what is about to happen for All Things Overlanding and the future of the channel, right? Like what is going to happen with this vehicle that has kind of been a nightmare so far. So, I'm not getting rid of it. Let me just start by saying that. I have had a lot of thoughts about 2022 Frontiers. I have even looked at like some Lexus SUVs. Some of you may have seen on my Instagram that I did buy another daily beater car that is a Lexus, and I really love the car. It's actually a fantastic car. I still am a Nissan guy, still love Nissans, but man, that Lexus is really good, not gonna lie. But so I want to stay Nissan, right? I really like the Frontier. I like the looks of the Frontier. I like that it's a Nissan. I want to be loyal to Nissan. The fact that the axle broke is not the truck's fault, right? Like, I mean, it's been rolling around on 35s for a few years now, and it still has a stock Frontier rear axle in it, and I mostly off-road it. So it's bound to happen, right? That's the sort of thing that just happens. So anyway, so that happened. So now my rear axle is broken, and so I need to make some decisions, right? Like, do I fix that axle? Do I go ahead and fully Titan swap it and swap in a new Titan axle in the rear? The motor has 216,000 miles on it. Once we got it fixed after the previous issues, it's actually run really, really well. I mean, just 5 months ago, I took it 11 hours away to the Moore Expo and back, and drove it every day, and it was fine. Bulletproof. So those 4 liters are great motors. So that's why I've kind of been slow playing it was, I was like, well, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to run the truck for as long as I can. And then the axle broke. So now I have to make some decisions. So here's what I'm thinking. And again, I'm going to kind of run you through everything. I'm going to go deep dive into every single thing that I'm thinking with the truck. Again, the new options are out because those new Frontiers are 45, 50 grand for a Pro 4X with decent options. I just don't want to spend that much money on a vehicle that I'm going to take out into the woods, right? What I'm thinking is, what I want to do is I want to make this truck pretty bulletproof for about 5 to 8 more years. And then at the end of that, we'll see, right? At the end of that, then we'll see what happens. And then maybe I buy like a 3 or 4 year old, newer body style Frontier. At that point, we'll see. But I've invested enough time and effort and money into this truck. I've only had it for a year. I don't want to get rid of it just because it's got some stupid little stuff with it. What I'm talking to him about is getting a Titan rear axle and fully Titan swapping the truck. So we'll have a Titan rear axle, probably with an LSD or hopefully a locker in it. So we're going to see what we can find. So then I will be equal width front to back, which will be nice to finally have that. Plus, I mean, obviously heavier duty components would be nice since I broke an axle. The bigger brakes is also a benefit, so I'll have bigger brakes all the way around instead of just up front, so that'll be nice as well. So that is the plan. So new axle in the rear, Titan axle. So that solves that whole axle thing. Again, that will I have spacers right now with adapters to fit the Toyota, 6x139.7 wheels that I've got. So that will fully Titan swap it. So all the lug patterns will be the same front to back, which will be nice. So that's that. Also, when I bought the truck, I didn't know this, but the Frontiers only have a physical like lock on the driver's door. And what I didn't know when I bought it was that the key works 1 out of 1,000 times. So I've maybe unlocked the truck twice in the last year since I bought it with the key, and every other time it just refuses to turn. I don't know if the cylinder's locked up or what. Most of the time you can just use the remote, right? It's not a big deal, but if the battery dies or anything happens, then I'm locked out of my vehicle. So he's going to go ahead and fix that. He's going to fix the cylinder thing. He said that's actually a piece of cake, so that's nice. That's going to get resolved. At the same time, obviously, I'm going to VK swap it. So I'm going to be putting a 5.6 liter V8 out of a full-size Nissan Titan into the Frontier, which I'm super excited about because a variety of reasons, right? Reliability, it comes with a matching transmission, so I get a new transmission, I get a new engine, I get new AC, which the AC in the truck doesn't really work. It just kind of blows on you, but it's not cold. It's not AC, it's just wind. So now to have a brand new AC system is going to be really nice because I'll actually have AC again. Not that I use it a ton, but it's just nice to have it if you need it. If it's hot in the summer and you're rolling around. This summer I went camping quite a bit actually in like 90, 100 degree weather, and it was hot. So having AC again will be really nice. So that's going to be the biggest part of it, right? We're swapping the whole heart of the truck out. I'm basically going to be replacing it with a VK56, which I am ecstatic about. My gas mileage actually will probably improve because it won't have to work as hard to push those 35s. So, there's a variety of benefits. So that should buy me a number of years in the future to keep running this truck. Everything else on the truck is solid, so I feel good about that. But so the V8 is going to go in, the new transmission will go in, we'll reuse the transfer case. I will get new AC. But that is the plan. So it is currently just about to be the beginning of October. So I'm hopeful that in the next couple weeks I can get the truck over to him, and then hopefully within a couple months he can get all this stuff knocked out, and then it'll be a whole new truck. So again, there'll be like a big announcement, I'm sure, when it's done. I'm sure that I'll make a ton of videos about it. So you folks out there that are curious about Titan swaps, that want to know how much they cost and what all goes into them and stuff, or if you're looking for a shop because you don't want to do it yourself, again, that's kind of my plan. I love the idea that it's turnkey and I can just give it to him and then I get back like a brand new truck. So I'm excited about that. So that is kind of the future of the channel and the truck, right? So again, hopefully by early 2023, I'll have it back so I can do some winter camping and things like that. I'll be making videos for you guys. I'll be showing you what the V8 swap is like. I'll be doing exhaust clips and stuff, I'm sure, because everybody wants to hear those. And I will be bringing you guys a ton of updates on that thing. And then, of course, going forward, once the truck is super sorted and reliable, then I want to take longer and longer trips. I want to go hit up Moab. I want to go to the Ozarks. I want to try and hit up Canada. Someday I want to go to Alaska and try and overland through Alaska. So there's definitely going to be some longer term trips coming once the truck is all sorted out. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, that is kind of going to be the plan for the truck. So again, this was sort of meant as an update for all of you that do follow the channel and are kind of, tied in or interested in what's going on with the truck, because I know a lot of you saw on social media that it was broken. So that's what's happening. So anyways, if you have questions, post up in the comments below. If you guys have any ideas or think I should do anything else, I'd love to hear from you too. Post up in the comments below. As always, in the description below will be links to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I do have a Patreon page, like I mentioned. If you want to be part of like the decision making, like a more direct part of the decision making, if you want to be part of our exclusive Discord for the Patreon folks, if you want to be once a month on an episode of the podcast and the YouTube videos, then join the Patreon group. I'd love to have you over there. You get a ton of value out of it. And then last but not least, the Newbie Overlanders group is growing every day. If you're a newer Overlander, or if you want to just help newer Overlanders and you're kind of tired of the big groups that are kind of not well moderated, then come join us. We'd love to have you, and we'll take care of you. So anyways, thanks again for watching. Thanks for listening, and we will see you guys next week.